Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. I'm Alice. I love to talk about finance, money, and show you guys a little bit about my life. But yeah, today we're going to talk about net worth. So, got the computer right here and I'm going to go over, yes, net worth is just like what you own minus what you owe, or your assets minus your liabilities. But I've got this here that's got all the right numbers of, let's see, everything that we own and like our mortgage and stuff. So yeah, we're gonna go through that. We're gonna find out what my net worth is today. But yeah, all right. Yeah, let's get into this. Let's get a little bit more cozy. Let me bring you guys down. Okay, just a sec. Is this a good angle? I have no idea. Am I too far? Am I too dark? I don't know. But my cat is currently on the bed behind you guys, and she is so cute. I want to squish her, but I'm going to respect her by not squishing her. Okay, let's get into this. Oh, yeah. So, as I explained, net worth is assets minus liabilities, or what you own versus what you owe. And honestly, I was kind of iffy about doing this video because net worth isn't necessarily like an amazing indicator of financial wellness per se. Like, financial wellness, I feel like, is a lot of things. It's not only the money you have, the money that's coming in, like your future, but like also kind of how you feel. So this is just one aspect of it. I definitely did want to go over it. I feel like it's so fun looking in people's finances, looking at actually like what they make, what they own, and all these things. I'm kind of snoopy like that. Snoopy. I'm a little bit of snoop like that. I don't want you guys to compare yourselves. Everyone is at a different phase of life. Like, for example, right now, my husband and I have like a big percentage of our income is going to our fixed costs right now. And at first I was like stressed and shameful about that. Then I remember like that's the season of life that we're in right now. We're both in college, but someday we will not be in college anymore and I will be making a salary instead of working 30 hours a week. So yeah, today I'm just going to share numbers, find out what our actual like total net worth is, and then our future goals, and then also kind of like maybe I'll show a little bit of tips and tricks on how we got here if you're feeling a little bit behind. I don't even know what on track and behind is, so you're gonna have to look that up. I have tried looking up like what's a good net worth for this age or that age. There's like the averages or the medians, but those aren't necessarily like what you want to aim for. And maybe if you're doing better than most people, it's still not enough. Like I don't really know. So you're gonna have to look that up or talk to a financial advisor, because I am not a financial advisor. Yeah, anyways, let's get in this before I talk myself into like more of a hole. Oh, don't forget to subscribe. I always forget to say that on my videos. I always forget. Okay, let's see. So yes, I feel like a part of your net worth is definitely dependent on your situation in life, like living in the cities or living in the country, being married, being unmarried, having kids, and all this stuff. So I'll describe my situation a little bit. I have been married for 2 years and we 100% combine our finances. My husband works full-time as an engineer. I work part-time doing marketing, and I'm in college doing my undergrad. He's doing his master's degree right now. Our school is completely paid for. We don't have any kids. We own a house. And we both have a financial advisor. We each have our own. So we come back and we compare notes. Our finances are completely together, even though we have separate financial advisors, because they're offered free through our works. Okay, let's do this. So our assets. Assets are definitely interesting because not all assets are created equally. There's assets that make you money and there's assets that depreciate, that go down in value. So, and yeah, these are not the same. There's also assets that are more liquid, like say you're starving, you can't eat your house basically. There's just other things that are more liquid than that. So yeah, not all assets are created equally. They all serve a little bit of a different purpose. Like I think I heard someone say, yes, your college education is an asset in the sense that it helps you make money in the future, but it's not an asset you could ever sell to anyone else. So you see how they're kind of different. You don't want to be like, oh, my education's worth this much, but like you can't really retire off your education. So our first assets I want to talk about are investments. So we invest in our company 401k. Connor and I, we both have a separate 401k with our companies because we want to get the company match, basically like 100% return on investments. They just give you the money if you put in money. That's amazing. I love that so much. Our total that we invested in our 401ks is $44,049. So yeah, basically $44,000 in our 401ks, which I honestly am super proud of because, well, Connor's been investing like since the dawn of time. I think he just grew up in a family that was more like invest, invest, invest. Me, I started, I think it was a year ago. I started a year ago in October investing, and my investments have already grown so much. I have more than $10,000 in my 401k. It's like so amazing. It's kind of like when you spend on a credit card and it really adds up over time. It's the same thing, but for yourself. It makes you less stressed. It makes you feel more confident and more empowered with money. So I definitely am not going to encourage anyone because I'm not a financial advisor, but for us, investing in our 401ks, the company match it's been amazing. Okay. And then after we have maxed out our company's 401k match and everything, we decided that we wanted to have our own Roth IRA. So we have that, but we have $10,670 in that. And that is equally amazing because we put $300 a month in that. And we started doing $300 a month like a year ago, but obviously didn't add up to $10,000. And then my husband had been doing a set amount of money, maybe like $150 or $100 for years before that. So that has been slowly growing, and it just adds up really, really quick. So, and then it's also cool because we chose our investments amount for our 401ks and our IRA before we bought a house. Like, it takes the money out. Basically, we treat it like it's never our money in the first place. And then that gives us our actual money of the month from our paychecks. And then we're like, okay, this is all we have to work with. And then we kind of fit our lifestyle around that instead of fitting our lifestyle around our paychecks before we take out our investments and then feeling like it's such a big sacrifice. It's honestly not. I forget that money even exists. I'm a huge proponent of investing in 401ks and IRAs. I think they're awesome. Moving on. Yes, we do have a house, and this is a tricky one for me. Just like thinking about net worth for sure. Say you do your yearly net worth and you own a house, and then every year your net worth gets bigger and bigger and bigger, even though you're not investing in anything, just because your house is growing in value. And for me, like, we're just going to use the value of our house someday and buy a more expensive house. So it's not necessarily, we are not retiring off the money that we put into our house. We are not. Eventually, when we retire, we would love to have a paid off house for sure, because that would help our living expenses and help us be able to live off of retirement easier. So that's why I care more about our investments and less about how much our house is worth. I honestly wish it were worth less so we could have bought it for less, but I'm not gonna say. So our house is valued. It changes like depending on where you go, like what's evaluating your house. So I think it got appraised one time at $516,000. It's gotten appraised at $502,000. Yeah, I'm just gonna say that it's worth what we bought it for, which is $450,000. So I'm gonna add that $450,000 to our net worth. Okay, and then cars are a for sure depreciating asset. I know that they did appreciate a little bit during the pandemic for sure. Like, used car prices went through the roof. And it's wild because if we got so desperate that we needed to sell our car for the money, we'd be in so much trouble because, like, how would we go grocery shopping and how would we go to work? See how it kind of doesn't make any sense, but I shouldn't be like such a stickler about it. Like, oh, it's not working. Like, you guys just came to know my net worth. It's all good. So we have a 2007 Honda Accord. The bumper is ripped off, only in part of it though. So I kind of like downgraded the price of what it would be. It's at like 150,000 miles, I think. But yeah, so we looked it up and the car is worth $4,000 on the lower end because the bumper. So $4,000 for our car, but our car is actually priceless to me. It's like my favorite car in the whole world. The Honda Accord is so good. It is not good in the snow. I will give you that. And it does snow here, so it gets kind of scary. Okay, and then our savings account. So we have a high yield savings account. Well, first of all, I'm not going to include what's in our checking account because that goes in and out to pay bills and to pay everything and groceries. And so that just changes like every 5 seconds. So I'm not going to include that. But we do have a savings account that is pretty like stable. Like, we don't normally take money out of that. I said that wrong already. So we have a savings like account, like bank account, and it's got different umbrellas or different buckets of things. And one of the buckets that stays basically the same is our emergency fund. We already budget every single month for little unexpected things that could happen. So in order for us to take out of this emergency fund, it would have to be like getting our cats like a big medical bill, or us doing our out-of-pocket max, or a huge car problem, like more than the bumper ripped off, because obviously we don't really care about that. Yeah, so that is at, I think, $12,150 right now. In counting, we are putting more money into that, just a little bit each month, so that it can continue to grow, so that we're never not growing our emergency fund. But $12,000 was our like big goal. And yeah, and then we have a couple $1,000s in a vacation fund, but obviously we're going to take that out like next year. So I'm not going to count it towards our net worth statement. but just depends on what you want to do. So that is our total assets. And then we'll go down to liabilities and debt. So yes, we only have one car and we can make it work because public transportation is actually pretty good here in Utah. It really depends on where you live, but for us, it's really good. It's really convenient. So I take public transportation. My husband uses the car most of the time when it comes to work and school, but then I use the car obviously like on the weekends and on the evenings and stuff. So we didn't want to finance a car, so we don't have any car debt. We are also going to save for a future car. Now, if our car did end up absolutely breaking down, like we would have to finance a car a little bit. Like our emergency fund, I wouldn't be willing to absolutely drain it because what if a different emergency happened too the same times? So that would be, a little bit much for me. I wouldn't die if we had to finance something, but I'll do whatever it takes in my, like if we have to finance something, it's because something happened to us, not because we're like, oh, we want a nice car. Like, yeah, if you saw our car, I mean, people like don't park by us in parking lots. Like it looks kind of sketchy for sure, for sure. Yeah, we are going to save for a car and we're going to try to pay for it in cash. So that's what's going on with our car. So we don't have any car debt, thank goodness. But car debt would be the worst. I feel like I'd see my car and I would just hate it. There's debt. Okay, so our mortgage right now, the current balance, our mortgage is our only debt that we have. And the current balance is, okay, I always say these numbers wrong. You guys are probably watching my videos being like, what is that number she's trying to say? $401,564.68. Fingers crossed I said that correctly because I don't know. Okay, so yeah, let's chat a little bit about paying down your house early. And it sounds so great to pay off your house. And I'm so tempted to have our house paid off because the idea of being 30 years old or in your 30s and not having a mortgage, like that sounds amazing. But I think for us, we're not going to try to pay this house off because we are going to move. And then also, I just think the opportunity cost of paying off your house. Okay, so I'm 23, and obviously, it'd be so awesome to not have a mortgage when you're in your 30s. Also, like our interest rate is a little bit higher right now. I think it's 6.5%. Technically, that is a high interest rate, I think. And so people are like, oh, you might as well pay off your house early. But we are in our 20s. Our money in our 401ks and the S&P 500 could be worth so much more than having a paid off house. So say we pay off our house and so then we have an asset that maybe in the future is worth like $700,000 or something. I don't know if we like lived in it for like 30 years or something. I don't even know where I came up with that number. Don't listen to me. But that money could be used to grow our investment so much more. And then eventually, like when we're in our 40s and 50s, I'm more interested in paying down a house because number one, we'll be making more. And number two, compounding interest is not as strong when you're in your 40s and 50s as it is when you're in your 20s, especially me, I'm 23. So I definitely think the opportunity cost for us is just too great when it comes to paying off your house. So we're not going to do it with this one, but maybe the next one for sure. Anyways, let me know in the comments down below what your guys' thoughts are about paying off a house early. If you've done it before, please let me know. I'm so torn about it because it sounds so fun to pay off your house early and to like have a paid off house. Like that sounds amazing, but I don't know. I'm kind of torn. Yeah, no car payment, no credit card debt. We use our credit cards like debit cards in the sense that we always have the money and then we just pay it off. Okay, our total net worth is let's see. Okay, so our net worth is $107,000 plus $155. I don't know why I struggle saying numbers so much. I feel like, did I miss that lesson in elementary school? I don't know. It's so interesting because when I first like kind of did the background research, got all the numbers and everything for this video, I wanted to do this last part where I was like, oh, how do I feel about my net worth being there? It's so interesting because when I first made this video, I felt so anxious. I was like, oh, my net worth isn't high enough. Like, we need to invest. Like, we're missing out right now. Like, we're missing out on so much compounding interest by not being able to invest like $5,000 a month, right now. Like, why do we have a house? We should live without everything. We should just invest all of our money. Yeah, basically, that's how I felt. So, not great. But then I like revisited the script because I revisited it and I looked at what I had written, like, oh, how are you feeling and stuff. And now I feel totally fine. So it's interesting how numbers on a spreadsheet and how you feel about it isn't always like correlating always. I am very proud that we are investing. When it comes to our house, I don't really care how much that's worth. Obviously, if it absolutely plummets and then like we can't sell it because then we'll lose money. So I will say our next goal is $100,000 before we're 30. I know that sounds like a very, and this goal, this $100,000 goal is only investments. It's not like our house or anything. Basically right now, yes, we only really care about our investments in our 401ks and our IRA, and we want that to get to $100,000. Basically, that's just a goal. Like, it's an arbitrary goal that we're working towards. I think I read on the internet one time that it's good to have $100,000 before you turn 30. I have no idea. I think we're gonna do it when he turns 29, like a little bit after. So I think that's gonna be great. And then after that, hopefully we can really skyrocket how much we put into our investments. I'm trying to be patient right now because I know I'm just a college student working 30 hours a week right now. And when I graduate, I'll be able to make a salary. And so I need to recognize that I legitimately cannot invest as much as I can when I'm a salary worker. So basically, that's my net worth. Thank you guys so much for watching this video and sticking around while I ramble and talk about random crap. But yeah, anyways, I hope that this video helped you guys. Please let me know in the comments down below if you saw me worrying about anything and you're like, girl, I can help you out with that. Like, take a chill pill. But anyways, that is my net worth, and we are going to really start working on getting those investments to 100K. Yeah, I definitely encourage you guys to go talk to a financial advisor if you are feeling a little bit worried about your net worth, and just try to get on track or get back on track or find out what kind of lifestyle you want to live when you are retired. But yes, if you know your retirement number, please leave in the comments down below how you figured that out, because I'm dying. I want to know like what to work towards. But anyways, thank you guys so much for tuning in. If you have not already, please subscribe, like, and comment a little cutesy comment in the comments below, and have a great rest of your day. Bye.